complaining, sending me private messages, death threats, and why I'm using the Logic EQ and stuff like that. I'm finally done with business stuff for today. It's already past 2. I've been sitting here promoting the new release on my label, Fall, the remix by Diamond Eyes. As you might remember, half a year ago he won the remix competition, first place, and as the prize he got some autorial plugins and I think also some other stuff, and of course the release on the label. And since I'm trying to be a nice guy, always, I try to, it doesn't always work, but everyone that wins in my remix competitions, he gets a share of the remix. Usually when you do a remix, you don't get anything, but the remixer gets half of what the song makes. And I think that's pretty fair. The other half is then split between me and the singer and songwriter so that everyone gets his fair share. Because if there's one thing I learned from being an artist and now running also a label, if the artist can't pay his bills or doesn't get paid by the label, they're very unlikely to release again with that label. So I make always sure to have that checked and try to be fair and not treat other people like I was treated for a very long time by a lot of labels. But yeah, anyways, just check out the song. It's a really good one, a bit more clubby. I think the most clubbiest song on the Accents label. A lot of you have been asking what the song is and where to listen to it. You can now just click on the first link and put the song on repeat, support him, and give the song a listen, put it on repeat on Spotify. As I said, you're supporting the right people with it. I'm also quite excited. Tomorrow, Dance Fair, I hope. Actually, by the time this video is online, you're probably already there. I think I'm even already doing my speech. So check out my Instagram and Snapchat. I would try to snap and put some stories up there. Or we will just meet there in person. Can't wait to meet some of you guys. I'm also extremely happy that I got the 4 last tickets for the Black Panther that is playing tonight. I think it's the 2nd day where it's playing, and on Friday evening getting 4 new movie tickets. It's almost impossible, but I know someone that knows someone. So expect a short review of the movie without any spoilers at the end of the video. Next up, I actually want to address something really quick because I don't think it's that important, but it seems like 2 days ago, where I made the video about my mastering chain. Some people didn't get it. They, I don't know, maybe expected something more. But over the last 10 years where I've been producing music, I learned that less is actually more. I try to make everything that has to do with mixing, sound design within the individual tracks. So for example, if the track doesn't have enough high frequencies, I go into the individual tracks, for example, the hi-hats that have those high frequencies, and then just increase the volume on them instead of just pushing the entire track. Makes way more sense, you have way more control, and mastering is then actually just for the mastering engineers. If you've missed that video, I will link it up here, and I also already made a couple of videos about mastering where I actually show how you can master your tracks yourself. As I said, again, I'm not a professional mastering engineer, so I think there might be some advice for you, and it's a way to master something, but I don't have that 20-30 years of experience just doing mastering. And my mastering chain, as I showed you yesterday, it really basically just has the SSL compressor on top to catch some of those peaks, and a limiter just to catch even more of those peaks to not make it clip. And also when I want to bounce it out, to just test it somewhere else to make it loud. And that's all I do, because as I said, if you start doing fancy things on your master bus while you mix, you will eventually just ruin it. Because let's, for example, say, I don't know, you heavily compress on the master bus. It will definitely reduce the bass in your kick. It will squeeze the kick by a lot. And then you might not actually be able to choose the right kick for the song, because you're mixing into a compressor that heavily changes the sound of the kick. And then you remove the compressor, send it out to the mastering guy, and he has a track that doesn't really have anything to do anymore with your song. But yeah, I'm talking again way too much. In a nutshell, what I just wanted to say is don't put anything on your master except for the very, very, very minimal setup that I actually have. That's at least my advice. If you want to go fancy, then first finish your entire track and then master it, maybe even in another project, to have the distance to your track. But for me, that's the chain that I use because I don't master my own songs usually. I send it out to someone to master it. And a lot of people have been asking how I actually mix on my master bus, if I have anything going on there. And it's basically not a whole lot. So yeah, the point just is fix it in the mix and don't try fixing it in the mastering. That's really not your task as a music producer. Just to make it clear, and I know most people understand it, but some people don't understand it, and the ones that don't understand it are usually the loudest people, complaining, sending me private messages, death threats, and why I'm using the Logic EQ and stuff like that. These things are just not important when you make music. It's not about which EQ you used, it's more about what chords you used, what song structure did you use, is the song catchy, is the arrangement good? And then at the very, very end of all of this comes actually that very technical, fine, detailed stuff. But most people, and mostly the people that don't have a clue and actually don't even finish songs or release them, those nerdy people on the online forums that just discuss about like the smallest details things, instead of just spending their time making music. I like to call them the nonsense nerds, because they just discuss about stuff that isn't necessary. Some of them also comment here in the channel. I just ignore it because it's kind of pointless to try to teach those people. I imagine them like sitting in a cellar in front of their computer with the fastest internet possible, gaming a lot, never going outside, not having any connections, never releasing any songs. And I hope these vlogs make you realize that that's not possible to be like that. You have to be as little nerdy as possible and just make efficient, in an efficient way, music and get it out there. I actually didn't want to talk about that long. I hope it made everything clear. If it didn't, I don't know, just go unsubscribe or, I don't know, leave a mean comment, whatever makes you feel better. I'm fine with that. Now, actually, back to preparing and promoting, preparing for the dance fair tomorrow. Guys, I can't tell you how, I mean, I just ranted a little bit, but now I'm actually really, really angry, but it's another story. It's a Vodafone, we don't have internet at home, and my mobile phone isn't working, and tomorrow at the dance fair, I can't use it. I'm pretty much screwed. So I'm really, really angry. Called them a couple of times. They just tell me they can't do anything. I absolutely hate those hotlines, but I don't want to make this video entirely negative, and Vanessa's also here. She always cheers me up, and cinema tonight.
Yay.
Excited? What?
I'm super excited.
Okay, perfect. That's a lot better. I mean, come on. Black Panther. A lot of people told me it's a really, really great movie. So, dinner and then cinema.
Are you done? Are you sick of me? Don't cry, you don't have to leave. We can make new memories. Baby, don't let go. I messed up, now I'm on my knees. I keep thinking how we used to be. We can make new memories.
So, the movie, it was good. Overhyped a little, to be honest. I would give it a 8.5, maybe a 9 if you're really into action superhero movies, maybe 9.5. Definitely not better than The Dark Knight, and I personally also like Guardians of the Galaxy 1 a lot more. But still a great, fun, entertaining movie you should definitely go and check out. You won't regret it. And the entire movie is kind of like fusing tribal house with big room EDM. They somehow made it work for an action superhero movie. The story was actually, I don't want to say deep because it isn't, but like good enough. I don't know, I really need some Nutella. I didn't have any Nutella for so long. Let's see if Vanessa hit anywhere some Nutella. That's what I got. That's my Nutella replacement. Just not the same. Anyways, see you tomorrow at the dance fair or back here again on this channel.